Have you ever wondered what happens when you suddenly vanish from someone's life? Not a break, not a breather, but completely gone. Imagine this. One day you're there, their safety net, the shoulder they lean on, the constant presence they expect, and then, like flipping a switch, you disappear, gone without a trace. Today, we're diving into what really happens when you walk away. We'll break down the ripple effect, why this silence is more powerful than words, and the surprising ways it changes the dynamic, possibly for good. The truth is, people often take for granted what's always there. They push, they test boundaries, they play games, often thinking you'll always stick around. But the moment you're no longer there, that's when reality hits hard. Imagine the ones who treated you like an accessory, assuming they'd always have access to you, an easy fallback whenever they needed. Little did they know, your absence would become a mirror, forcing them to confront their own behavior and the space you filled in their lives. Think about it. Every time you stayed, every time you tolerated half-hearted efforts or lukewarm affection, you gave them a little more control. They assumed your patience was endless. They banked on your loyalty, never thinking that one day you might just disappear. Now imagine this one day. They reach out, maybe they call, maybe they send a text, and they're met with silence. They scroll through their phone, looking for your posts, trying to feel that connection, but it's gone. You're no longer there to answer their whims. What do you think happens then? They begin to feel it. The hollowness, the void, and the space that you once occupied. And this isn't about some small gap. It's a seismic shift in their reality. And for the first time, they're forced to recognize how they took you for granted. The emotional impact of silence. Here's where it gets real. The silence becomes louder than anything you could have said. It sticks, claws at them, especially in those quiet moments when there's no one else to distract them. They start to realize they've lost more than they bargained for, and that void, it gnaws at them. Suddenly, every memory they have with you becomes a reminder of what they ignored, dismissed, or failed to appreciate. It's like removing the air from a room and watching them struggle to breathe. Building obsession. Now their curiosity starts to grow. What are you doing? Who are you spending time with? They can't help but wonder if you've already moved on. And before they know it, that curiosity turns into obsession. They'll scroll through every memory they can find, piecing together conversations, hoping for clues. And the more you stay gone, the stronger that obsession becomes. Suddenly, you're no longer the ones seeking them out. They're the ones left waiting, wondering, questioning. Here's the irony. They start feeling exactly what they made you feel. The uncertainty, the longing, the realization that they can't just replace you with anyone else. The forced self-reflection. When you disappear, something powerful happens. They're left alone, forced to look at the choices they made, the mistakes they tried to ignore, the times they didn't show up for you. Without you, they're left to sit with the truth. Think about someone who made you question your worth. They didn't bother to put in the effort, convinced you'd never leave. But now, they're left replaying every moment they dismissed, every chance they didn't take to appreciate you. And it hits them hard. Your absence is a painful mirror, showing them a side of themselves they'd rather not see. Cut to someone looking in the mirror, visibly unsettled, contemplating past actions. The urge to win you back. This is when the urge to win you back kicks in. When they realize just how big a space you filled, the need to pull you back becomes overwhelming. They start to see you as more than just an option. Now they realize you were the constant, the one who genuinely cared. And here's the twist. Now they're the ones fighting to get you back, to prove themselves in ways they never bothered to before. But remember, this isn't your responsibility. Just because they realize your worth too late doesn't mean you owe them a second chance. The regret. Regret becomes their companion, eating away at their pride. All the moments they took you for granted, every time they made you feel like an afterthought, those memories now haunt them. They see now that they pushed away someone who was irreplaceable, and regret forces them to confront the hard truth. They were the ones who failed. But regret is a burden they must carry alone. You're no longer there to absorb it, to soothe their ego. They're left with nothing but the reality of what they lost. close-up of someone alone in a dimly lit room, reflecting on past mistakes. Desperation and fear. And now comes the desperation. When every attempt to get you back falls flat, they're hit with a fear that shakes them to their core, the fear of losing you for good. They start imagining a life without you, a reality where their actions closed the door forever. This fear digs deep, making them wish they could turn back time, but it's too late, and they're left to accept that their actions have permanent consequences. So here's the message. When you choose to walk away, you're not just teaching them a lesson, you're reclaiming your power, showing yourself that you're worth more than half-hearted efforts and empty promises. You're making a statement to them and to yourself that you deserve better. And let's be clear, this isn't about revenge. It's about recognizing your own value, understanding that you're not an option to be picked up and put down at someone else's convenience. You're worth more. So here's my challenge to you. If you're ready to reclaim your power, if you're ready to let them experience the silence and emptiness they created, drop "I'm done playing" in the comments. It's more than a phrase, it's a promise to yourself. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share this with someone who needs this reminder, and make sure you're subscribed for more videos about self-respect, self-worth, and personal growth. Remember, you're not just someone's backup plan. You're the prize. Let them feel what it's like to be on the outside looking in. Take back your power and keep moving forward.